Now, I don't want to say anything bad at all about the president. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about, anybody involved with things that I don't agree with. In fact, I probably shouldn't say that I don't agree with them because that might, be harassment. They might feel bad if I say those things. But let me just give you the numbers of what is happening on our border. According to sources, HHS is expected to reach its shelter capacity later this month, and the agency is planning to change its coronavirus protocols to make room for an additional 2,000 kids. In January, our Border Patrol caught 7,300 unaccompanied minors crossing the border illegally. That's the highest number of arrests in the month of January in at least a decade, and up from the number in December of 4,500. Now, they have reduced the number of available beds for unaccompanied children by 40% to prevent the spread of COVID-19. It now has about 7,700 available beds, including those at emergency facilities. And at the end of February, HHS had 7,100 children in custody. On February 23rd alone, more than 400 migrant kids were referred to the HHS shelter. For contrast, the 30-day referral average at the peak of the 2019 crisis was under 300, 294. Based on information on the ground, the Border Patrol is seeing the average daily flow soar to more than 3,500 people a day. That's up from 2,000 in January. Border Patrol's 21-day average has risen to nearly 3,000 every single day. We don't have the February numbers yet, but sources tell this program that February could see 100,000 people coming across our border in 1 month. They have already encountered 300,000 illegal migrants since October. The numbers are rising. This does not include the February numbers. For context, in the first 4 months of fiscal year 2020, the Border Patrol encountered 164,000. Let me say that again. The first 4 months of fiscal year in 2020, 164,932. We already have 300,000 illegal immigrants in the same time period, and we don't have February's numbers quite yet. I don't know. I think we might have a problem here. We have a problem when Mexico steps to the plate and says, "Hey guys, you're causing all kinds of problem here with your border policies." Remember how horrible it was? Oh my gosh, Mexico was so upset with us. Oh no, wait, they were cooperating because they had a problem on their southern border. Everybody was trying to get through Mexico to come to the United States, and they were tearing down the fences that they have on their southern border. And things were getting better and better, and now, because detentions are increasing, and we have now cut off the help we were giving Central America to stop the flow into the United States. They see now Biden as a migrant president, and they feel like they're going to reach the United States and they're going to get in. The problem is, according to Mexico, quote, "We need to work together to regulate the flow because business can't be tackled from one day to the next." Apparently, based on testimonies and intelligence gathering, gangs are diversifying methods of smuggling and winning clients as they eye U.S. measures that will incentivize migration. The Mexicans are now worried about encouraging migration that will support gangs and violence as those gangs streamline the legalization process And the United States suspends the Trump-era accords. One Mexican official familiar with migration developments spoke on the condition of anonymity, said organized crime began changing its modus operandi from the day Biden took office. They now say that the mobs and the gangs have unprecedented levels of sophistication. Migrants, he continues, have become a commodity, arguing that they're now as valuable as drugs for gangs. Higher concentrations of migrants in border areas have encouraged gangs to recruit them as drug mules and to kidnap others for money. Both Mexican and U.S. policy should be more clear-cut as to not spur illegal immigration, the Mexican official told Reuters. To avoid detection, migrants now often travel in small groups instead of caravans and increasingly follow more dangerous, less well-trodden routes. Communicating via social media such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and YouTube, smugglers update migrants on impending checkpoints, when freight trains that they can jump on pass, and where to stay and how to navigate immigration laws. Gee, they're organizing on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and WhatsApp? Maybe somebody should look into the legal activity that is being allowed to organize on those applications. To ease their passage, smugglers advise Central American clients to register complaints with authorities saying they've been victims of extortion, or for young men that they face death threats from street gangs. Migrants are being told to bring children along to make it easier. Mexican intelligence shows smugglers' transit costs varied wildly in the last few months. One assessment said an unaccompanied Central American minor could secure passage to the U.S. border for about $3,200. If you're from Africa, the rate is $20,000. If you are Asian, you will pay much more than that. One evaluation set out concerns that there could be significant influx in migrants from outside the region, the Caribbean, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Even as Mexicans hail Biden's cancellation of work on Trump's border wall, some officials say in Mexico that it's time Mexico returns to an idea the government raised in 2019, improving the infrastructure along its own southern border with Guatemala. Mexico spends more on every new wave of migrants than it would cost. We have to do this now. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has very little to say about it.